Sales Funnel Nerd here. Welcome to day 15, where we're going to be talking about mind maps, mind map lead magnets. So what's a mind map? Mind map, I'm going to show you here, just basically a visual representation of idea planning, right? Sounds fancy. I kind of made that explanation up right on the spot here, but you're going to get to see inside some mind maps and how ways that you can use them here and how to create them. But as far as what you can do with mind maps, ways that you can use them, one of the things I like to do is course outlining. So if I'm coming up with a course and I'm planning out my modules, what I'm teaching, I use it for course outlines. Now, I like to use it for video outlines as well. I find mind maps work really great for brainstorming when you're just trying to come up with an idea, because it gets you kind of thinking and typing and you're seeing the info on the screen. And once you get like one thing down, that's kind of like what for me opens the floodgate, and then things kind of start flowing and I can start brainstorming a little easier. Right? So I've also used them as far as planning out, portions of my webinar. When I've done webinars in the past, I've used the mind map to plan it out here. But as far as using it for a lead magnet, I've just gone and used them straight away just as mind maps and just given people links to the program that I use to open it, and then they can have the actual mind map itself. Or you can go into the mind map and export it as different types of files as well. And I'll show you that. So let's jump over and I'll show you how this goes. So here I am in my mind mapping software. Now the one I use is called XMind. Really simple, free product to download and try it out. I'll put a link under this video so you can check out mind map and maybe a sample mind map or two of my own that I've created here. But let's just take a look. Now, like I said, I like to use this for course creation, that type of thing. But say I was going to come up with a lead magnet and I want to give people... people usually have trouble coming up with sales messages, so I kind of want to give them a simple copywriting formula. So let's call it that. We'll go in here and alter this, simple copywriting formula. Now, my simple copywriting formula actually only has a couple parts. So the first part is the all-important headline. Next is the lead, the story, we need some bullets, and then we close out our sales message. Now, when I go back, so I've got all these parts laid out, so I can go in and now in my headline, I like to use certain formulas as far as I use what's called a 4-part formula, and we're going to be talking about that down the road here when we get into sales funnels and whatnot. But for right now, 4-part headline formula. Make sure that it's time specific and has a big promise, right? So I've just kind of fleshed this out a little bit here. Lead type depends on, awareness level. And that's all I'm really going to put for lead for right now, because there's some other stuff that I come up with. And then the story of the product, bullets of the product, close. So as you can see, it just kind of lets you start writing, start kind of attaching ideas to little different sections, and gives you like a visual representation. Now, there's different styles. I can go in and change this from this kind of default formula here. And as you can see, this is simple, but you can get into quite complex layouts here. You can see this is, here's where like I said, I did an entire course and laid it all out in mind map format here. So like I say, these things work really great. And as far as using this, so now let's say I'm done with this one here, I can save it as however I need. But what I really want to do is export this in some way. So, these mind map softwares will let you export it. So I could do some type of a teaser and just have a big humongous image where everything's all expanded and they can see all the items, but it doesn't really tell them what to do, right? So that's kind of a fun way to go as far as doing a lead magnet. I could export it as a PDF. I can do Word documents. I can even go into PowerPoint if I want. So there's lots of different ways to manipulate the mind map once you've created it. So that's what I want you to try out. I'm going to have a link to XMind and maybe a couple other different mind map softwares for you to try out. I've only ever really used this one, so it's up to you, whatever you want to do. But go ahead and download and try it out. This one here, like I say, is free. And go ahead and try and create your first mind map. And I will see you in the next video.